200's come up.
You believe it for me, you're chasing a score that they are, and the rate is now 8.57. It's getting close to a runner ball. 103 metres. That is right in the slot. Talk about a back of the length slower ball.
Well, good strike. Interrupted on its way to the boundary means they can get 2. One went for 20. The next went for 16. It's 206 for 4.
This is an excellent partnership. Ben Stokes has been on the undercard for most of it, but now he's starting to come to the fore.
Out! Picked out the man. Buren Hendricks is on as a sub-fielder. And the seeing in the ground on that side particularly, with the sun in your eyes, is not that easy.
It's never straightforward when you're chasing down this score. Hendricks on for Bavuma, probably a good job.
Gone for 22, 206 for 5. Just a single. The wicket, no run, just a single here. And they'll work on trying to get that rate back up. Just staying in the fight, South Africa.
16 from 10. Moeen Ali Morgan at the crease. More symmetry in this series.
Straight up. Pretorius gets in. Oh, he puts it down. He puts it down. He did all the hard work and running to it. And just spilt it as it hit his hands.
He did everything, got to the ball. In the end, once he got there, it was a simple chance. All he had to do was get to the ball. That was the question as the ball went up. Short ball into Moeen Ali. Could he get there? He did. Then it should have been taken. Oh, that is a big miss. Had it, spilled it.
Another chance, another chance. No, it's not. It's 6. It's another 6 for Morgan.
Low full toss. They used to say that was hard to hit. Oh, just enough. Just enough.
Oh, that's gone. Oh, that is smashed. You hear by the sound off the bat, it's disappeared to the top of the bank. Oh, and Morgan, he hasn't hit a 4 yet. He has got to a half century. 21 balls. A magnificent display by the skipper. Oh, he's hit it straight up. It's a tough catch, though. Pretorius can't get there. They've run 2. Scores are tied. 2-2-2 for 5.
Never looked like he was even going to get underneath it this time, Pretorius. Amazing how the game, or the ball just follows you around. You drop one, the game gives you another opportunity. Pretorius can't take either.
Just one to win. Slower ball gets slapped over mid-off. Away it goes for 4. And it's England who take the spoils. They win here at Supersport Park by 5 wickets. And they win the series as well. 2-1. What a series it's been.
That is an absolute screamer.
There's a big shot.
That is top draw.
This program brought to you by Forex Gold. Good as gold. Toyota. Cricket. Oh, what a feeling. Macca's. Play and win every time with Macca's mini games. And Bunnings Warehouse. Shop wherever you are, whenever you want.
Two very strong sides going at it today. The toss won by Quinton de Kock. He wanted to bowl first. Lots of reasons for that. Obviously, the incredibly powerful rain earlier today, and the suspicion there might be a bit of dampness under the covers, sort of a sweating, the fact that you want to know what to chase if it rains again. And also, the Wanderers is a good ground to chase on. No one knows that better than South Africa, particularly when they're playing against Australia. So the Australians will bat first. Aaron Finch and David Warner amongst the best pairs, I suppose, in the world at the top of the order. Ferocious they are, along with England, South Africa. So many sides now open up with such powerful players. Steve Smith, Matthew Wade, Mitchell Marshall, these terrific cricketers. Alex Carey, Ashton Agar, Pat Cummins, Mitchell Starc, Kane Richardson, Adam Zampa, the wrist spinner for the Australians. And that is a very strong side. Missing only Glenn Maxwell from the team we might perceive to be the best that they can put on the field. They very much enjoyed their week here in the Highveld. They've been a bit breathless training, they told me, but many sides who come here are the same. Then Quinton de Kock, Cressy van der Dussen, Faf du Plessis, JJ Smuts, David Miller, Pet van Villiers, very good ball striker himself. Players Steyn, Rabada, Gidi, Shamsi. Steyn and Rabada together. Did we think we'd see that again? Well, the answer is we are seeing it again. So, as I say, very powerful sides. Sean Pollock is alongside me. Just over in the bleachers, there's been a problem with the stand. If you wonder this evening why one stand's completely empty, it's because an area got damaged by the storm and is therefore not safe. You won't see any spectators. Those famous bleachers tonight, where so much has happened over the years, often after a few glasses. It's a popular place to be. Anyway, it's shut tonight. It's going to be Dale Steyn going to start off against David Warner, two old adversaries. Steyn in the twilight of his career, Warner arguably in the peak of his career, having played so well in the last 6 months. Brilliant T20 player. Well, a brilliant player. Strike rate of 140, average of over 30. A slip in place, 4 in the cover ring. 2 men back of third man and long leg. Mid wicket and mid on. Exciting, Shauna. Australia, South Africa.
Been some great encounters on this ground, and I'm sure tonight will be no exception. There'll be plenty of entertainment, especially coming off a wonderful series against England. South Africa and England went down to the wire on all 3 occasions. These are 2 quality teams, some fantastic talent on display.
Australia have won all the games that they've batted first. No, they haven't won. And what am I talking about? I mean, Australia haven't won a game when they batted first here at the Wanderers. Apologies, my fault. They haven't won a game batting first here at the Wanderers. As I started to say that, I was reminded of 4-3-8, of course. We're ready to go. Dale Steyn to pound in. And Warner immediately off the back foot. Too short from Steyn, too strong from Warner.
Yeah, beautifully played. Great start for Australia. A little bit of width going across the left-hander. No shape back in towards David Warner. It's all about the placement. The timing's superb, but the placement's so good. Pierces that infield, and on a quick outfoot, you're not going to run that down. Great start, 4 off the first delivery.
Yeah, not only too short, too wide, it was there for the taking. Warner's good at taking. Oh, wait, that should be caught. And it is caught. What a blow. Warner, second ball. Steyn with the old celebration. South Africa with the old shout.
Yeah, not the greatest ball to start the match with from Dale Steyn, but this was a peach. Took off a good length. David Warner intimated to his batting partner as he was walking off that one just stood up on him a bit. The bounce was pretty steep. It's the top edge. You can see he was done for bounce. Definitely surprised by how much it went up. Shamsi, he took some good catches in the last game at Supersport Park. And Dale Steyn, he's stoked to have had such a big impact. 4 for 1. Warner goes for 4.
Well, that really is something from Dale Steyn. Pretty quick delivery. Have another look at it. If you're turning on, Dale Steyn has just done David Warner for pace and bounce. Warner, when he gets cramped in at his chest, rather than wide outside off stump, not quite as comfortable as we've just seen. Steyn now racing in to bowl to Steve Smith, and he thumps it through the covers. My goodness me, what a start that is. 4 wicket 4.
Yeah, nice shot by Aaron Finch. They crossed over for the wicket.
Well, they had to.
Finch was on strike, but both batsmen getting off the mark with superb shots, punching it off the back foot.
Finch has started a big flex of his knees, hasn't he? Almost Smith-like. Well, it's a frantic start.
Just as you'd expect in a T20 international. You can see it does him for bounce. You rushed him, bounced a little bit steeper. He set himself nicely. Steyn goes to punch the ground. He's stopped doing that really because he's a bit worried about that shoulder. Look at the analysis and maybe thinking.
I think it just got onto him a lot quicker than he had expected, given the pace of the first ball. It seemed to give him a lot of time to play. A few cracks in the pitch, sort of that plate cracking. End of no, it's not. The South Africans think it is. They're all being sent back. Miscounting. 4 wicket 4 1 dot. Steve Smith, player with wide range of stroke, brilliant temperament, loves the big match occasion. It's change to the field here. Long leg coming up, square leg back.
Yeah, interesting that the last ball of Dale Steyn was actually cross seam. I think he'd be getting it up there trying to swing the ball.
Slight concern from the players that the pitch is a bit dry and the ball might hold in it. So what a start. 1 gone, 9 for 1. Warner's little jump and the throwing back of the head is what makes me think he was surprised by that pace as well as bounce. Gets onto him very quickly. Pulling out that cork. Ngidi bowled very well in the games against England to bowl now to Aaron Finch. Same sort of field, a slip, 4 in the cover ring. Well, you cannot bowl short and wide here. It sits up to be smashed.
Yeah, also not the greatest start from Ngidi. Steyn started in similar fashion, short, wide. Aaron Finch loves that area. Just stands up and stands strong. Very strong square on the offside.
Very well played, actually, keeping the blade open. Better line, for sure. A lot of good pace bowling in this match. Australia with Stark and Cummins for starters. South Africa, Rabada back along with Steyn and Ngidi. Some of the best going around. Very difficult to get into the Wanderers. Problems with traffic outside, so still a lot of spectators desperate to see the early stages of the game held back outside. It's a sellout. Quite how they're going to deal with the loss of that stand, I don't know. Now the gap is found at cover, and see how quick that outfield is. Faf du Plessis, who's another one who's back. Just the chasing. Very strong looking South African side.
It's a nice pace surface ball coming onto the bat, and a cross seam delivery early for the South Africans, turning to that option. See how to get the wheels on there. The ball definitely running smoothly and quickly across this outfield. South Africa do have options also up front now, and Gidi, Steyn, Rabada they can turn to sooner rather than later.
Oh, Steve Smith.
Yeah, when you play against Lungi Ngidi, he's almost one of those bowlers who you can premeditate a little bit. He likes to hit that back of a length. That's almost his stock delivery. I've got the feeling Steve Smith was banking on it being back of a length rather than fuller.
One of the things that was so good about his bowling at the death in the England games, he showed he was by no means a one-trick pony. He really bowled well under pressure, varying his length and pace. Suggestion with those strokes from Smith that the ball's not coming on consistently. Might be a two-paced pitch. So he's through the stroke very early. Face shut. And the man is back and might catch it. Oh, he hasn't seen it. Dale Steyn hasn't seen the ball. Whoa.
And my attention went straight down to Dale Steyn on the boundary, and he seemed to have lined himself up brilliantly. With that for one at the end of the second. He looked like he positioned himself perfectly, and at that last minute it must have just gone into the floodlights. Absolutely saw nothing. At this stage he's in a good place, then he loses it. Almost lands very close to him. If there's no floodlights, he definitely gets his hands to it and will judge it perfectly. Here they're pointing, saying, oh, those floodlights, look what they've done to Dale.
Yeah, I mean, he ended up not being very near it, actually, didn't he? He was sort of a yard from it. Very rare you see that. Probably because the ball came a bit flatter. He needed it to travel higher, didn't it? Reach an apex and then drop. It came flat. Smith gets lucky. Steyn.
There's that slower ball of Dale Steyn. I think what's done him is he actually come in 3 or 4 yards. So it means that when he's going to take the catch, it's above head height. If he had been on the rope and had been going to catch it like waist height, he probably wouldn't have had to worry about the lights. But by charging in the eye line, then has the ball at that stage there. And the floodlights are going to interfere with his eyesight.
Ball pings off the bat here. Noticeable, the fielders aren't very tight on the single. That's what it got lost in. Unusual field now. Third man's come up on the edge of the circle, and there's a cover just behind square on the fence. Staying with another slower ball. Real mixture so far of slower balls, cutters, cross seamers, and seam uppers. An avid gum chewer is Aaron Finch. There isn't any stopping that. It's the width. You can throw everything at it, can't you?
And to be honest, there hasn't been a great start by the South Africans. There's been far too many deliveries that have been wide and just allowed the batsman to free the arms, whether it's been off the front foot or the back foot. And at the Wanderers, you have to be really tight on those stumps. Ball at this altitude flies away no matter what contact is made. So South Africa definitely have to tighten things up.
Oh, hello. Well, Smith's going to get booed for that. I think the umpire has signalled dead ball rather than 4. Steyn released it unwittingly.
These are his different variations that he tries to employ, Dale Steyn.
Stop. So have a look 2 balls ago at this. Dale Steyn, yeah, never releases the ball, and the umpire's dead right to call dead ball. Sort of hits the size of his head, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah, you always get told as fast bowlers get as close to the ear as possible. I think that's taken to the next extreme from Dale Steyn. But Steve Smith moving down the wicket, he thought, well, okay, it's popped out his hand, maybe I've got the opportunity. Didn't want to miss out, but wasn't appreciated by the crowd.
What a stroke that is. That is the stroke of the game so far. A fiery start from the Australians. 3 gone, 30 for 1.
Yeah, another bad delivery from the South Africans. Plenty of width. Really does make life easy for these batsmen. They're thinking about what options they do or don't have to try. A little bit of width really becomes an easy task.
Well, the wicket came with a straight ball, and other straight balls have led to the few dot balls we've had, and it is only a few. So no doubt, Sean's comment, South Africa haven't started well, right. Width at the Wanderers, you travel. KG Rabada, after a break from the game since the Test series. That is plenty. 6 flying off the top edge.
Yeah, that's probably the best example of altitude. It's not a small boundary, sometimes played at Eden Park or maybe even at the Wacker. The boundaries behind the wicketkeeper can be quite short, but those ones are not, and that's comfortably got over the boundary. Pace back of a length, 135 kilometers per hour, extra bounce. This top edge has worked to gem.
From what we've seen, it looks too, never mind the width, it looks as if South Africa have a tactic to bowl short the Australian top order. We've hardly seen a ball pitched up.
I think if we had to look at a beehive, we'd see a lot of deliveries short and wide of the stumps and nowhere near the stumps. Can't go away from basic principles at times. I know it's a T20 format and guys don't want to be predictable. They want to mix things up. They want to use the variations. Invariably, your stock delivery still has to be nice and tight on those off stumps, particularly when you're playing against batsmen of the caliber of these top 3. Have a look at those 3 boundaries. I mean, those are at least half a metre outside the off stump. There's another example. Short. That's nicely played by Finch. You got to give him that as well. He didn't go hard at that one. He was in full control, just knew where he could pick up a boundary. Another error in length from the South Africans. KG for a rough start from 11 and 3 deliveries. That one only just falls short.
We've got to pitch the ball up. It's almost like Finch said to Smith, well, you're going to keep bowling short, you know. Go. 2 balls that have been pitched up in the over, just 1 run from them.
Copy stick paste that last one. A couple more of those ones. That was perfect. This particular wicket looks like it's got some bounce. We saw a reaction there from Finch to say, gee, that one climbed and took off. Extra bounce.
Could barely be a better start given the lack of risk. No, Smith got lucky with Steyn unable to pick up the ball at 3rd man, but to have 41 on the board before the end of the 4th over against a very good attack on paper. Looks like Rabada's worked it out. 41 for 1.
Important finish. That could have been disastrous for South Africa. Really put them under immense pressure. First 3 deliveries go for 11, but then 3 dot balls to finish from KG. I'm sure he'll be a little bit rusty coming back into the equation if it was just a 2-week break.
Warner's move from the dressing room to the dugout. Still getting over the shock of getting out 2nd ball. He cut the 1st ball. Dale Steyn for 4, got cramped for room and beaten for pace and bounce, caught down long leg 2nd ball. Crowd building. Sellout at the Wanderers tonight. Rain today, it had been forecast tonight. Our fingers are firmly crossed it doesn't come again.
South Africa against England didn't have the real perfect 3rd seam bowling option in the first 6. So what they're doing this time around is rotating. So it's 1 over for Lungi from the corner drive in. He now replaces Steyn from the golf course end. And I'm sure KG will bowl the last of the Powerade power play from this end. South Africa you'd like to turn to Bethlequire and Shamsi once the power play is finished, because they use their variations, they like the field spread. So it is important that these 3 bowl nicely up front. I don't think they'll be overly impressed by the way they've gone so far. A big moment when Shamsi is introduced, and then the extra bowling option tonight is John Smuts. That's Klaasen is done a dirty just before the toss.
Does hit the ball hard, doesn't he? I mean, well, he's a very strong man. You stand next to Aaron Finch and you can see his physicality.
A short pitch delivery as well. You know, these kind of deliveries might work against a subcontinent team who don't play on fast bouncy pitches all that often, but against an Australian unit so accustomed to playing on these kind of surfaces, they really are just falling into their laps. These kind of deliveries, it's really easy to put away. Played beautifully, and the power and the roll in the wrist, all very good. But you've got to say to yourself, it's a friendly delivery.
Brilliant. And again, an example of physical strength. This really is poor bowling.
On for the slower ball this time, but it's also another drag down. Finch not afraid of going up and over. There's the shortest boundary on the ground, and it's just the 1 bounce. You can see it coming off the middle. 29 of just 16 deliveries for Aaron Finch.
It's a 2 straight away, and he will come back for 2.
That's an example of the length. That's the right length. Try to work away, can't really get too much on it. Yes, it squirts away and they get back for a second, but it's not going to really be peppered away to the boundary. More of those are required from the South African bowling unit. Maybe I am harbouring a point, but it's been clear and obvious that it hasn't been good enough so far.
Fantastic stroke play. And for 6 as well. How about that for a shot? We've seen the very best of all Aaron Finch's options and dimensions in that over. 58 for 1. Pleasure he must have got out of that shot. To hit a fast bowler back over mid-off. Such conviction. Fantastic. Handing over to Robbie Peterson and Mike Hayes.
Thank you, Mark. You're just listening to Sean and also Mark, the length. It hasn't been anywhere near as good as it should be. I think if you're going to be bowling to these two guys, Smith and Finch, one thing you've got to make sure you don't do is bowl short. These guys are so strong short. Hello, Robbie. How are you going?
Good, Hazy. Good to be here. Wow, what a start by Australia after that early wicket of David Warner. It's been one-way traffic. It's been boundaries, it's been short bowling, incorrect lengths. Got to get a wicket here, South Africa, to get themselves back in this game.
Patlakwayo now into the attack. See a bit of variety from him. Well, that one's disappeared very smartly. Smith has just got so much time. Yes, he's in now, but he's one of those guys who just rocks back on that back foot. The track is not quick, and he's got so much time to play these shots.
I think this is what happened to South Africa. They've been too short and too wide. Too many boundaries square of the wicket. Here's another example of that. You wonder if that short side's getting into the head of the bowlers at the moment, but you cannot bowl there to Steve Smith.
12 and over at the moment now. Loud scream of no. We haven't seen too many of those dot balls. The partnership between these two guys at the moment is 58 of just 30 balls. Strike rate of 205 for Finch. There's confirmation of the lengths they bowled, 257. Just been dishing them up. That's the strike rate against seam. Short, and they've been smashing them.
That's a lot better. You want to use your short ball in T20 cricket, but you've got to use it as an attacking option. You've got to try and hit the batsman, get above those shoulders, trying to get to swing across the line to take their feet away. At the moment, hasn't been full enough and hasn't been short enough. Have a look at that second wicket.
Right, so someone's got to stop this bleeding. Patlakwayo's got an opportunity here. There's an inside edge. Now that's unlucky. That's gone for 4, but it's very unlucky. Came back a fraction, a little bit of an off-cutter, I think.
Good delivery. Good length. Momentum's with Australia, and when momentum's with the batting team, this can happen. Inside edge. Unlucky.
So 2 balls left, 8 runs from it so far. They're not going to stop, these two guys. Now that's beautifully bowled. Good stuff from Patlakwayo. Yep, there's confirmation from Steve Smith that that one came back.
He's got 3 deliveries in a good area, Patlakwayo. You can see there's just enough movement there. South Africa haven't been in that zone often enough to be able to cause the batsman any problems. He's bowled 3 there, one just jags back. Might have hit a crack and
Sure surprised him. Righto, good stuff. Last ball this over. Can he finish nicely? Pekakwayo. Short and wide and hammered. Sweeper out there. No, he's not. 4 runs. That's screamed away. 6 overs gone. 70 for 1.
yeah, couldn't close it out. Pekakwayo. Steve Smith made something happen, made the bowler panic. He dropped it short and wide and got the treatment. What a power play for Australia.
There's that wicket of Warner. That was a big one. Shamsi taking the catch, and then suddenly runs flowed. This was weird. Caught up on the light in the lighting, banks of lights. Top edge that time. Look at all these short deliveries. That was nicely played, just 2 shorts. All these deliveries at this stage, apart from that one, that was just a magnificent shot from Finch. They deserved the treatment. So there's the Powerade power play. 6 overs gone. Run rate is nearly 12 at this stage. Wade to come. Marsh. Mitchell Marsh it is. Carey, the wicketkeeper. Agar, Cummins. Right, a bit of spin. Here's your game now, Robbie.
He's been very good, Shamsi. Good to see a change of pace. He's a wicket taker. South Africa will need him to strike. 20 matches, 14 wickets. It's the first time he's playing consistently in this 11.
He's loving it too. It's nicely bowled. That's a good start.
A good start.
What's he thinking now, Robbie? What's going through Shamsi's mind?
I think all he's got to be thinking is landing the ball in a good area, trying to bowl these variations early so batsmen struggle to pick him. But I think he's got to think wickets. South Africa needs him to get a breakthrough.
It's called a wide.
What Shamsi needs to do is stop the bleeding, stop the boundaries. I think once he can stop the boundaries, I think there will be opportunities to get wickets.
Man at long off, right on the boundary. That boundary is nice and long. It's about 80 metres straight. Again, another wide. More exercise for the umpire. Palika.
Yeah, on the offside, there's a short to boundary. I just wonder if this has got into the heads of the South African bowlers, including the spin bowler.
Just had a quick look at the man at long off. Long on is just off the boundary. They'll be thinking that way on the leg side against Shamsi because that's the way he turns the ball into the right-handers. It's quite interesting the way that Finch has been playing. Plenty of smiles in the crowd there. Oh, he hasn't got his radar right at the moment, Shamsi. This is going to be a long over.
Quinn and the Cock not happy there. See his body language. But this is what pressure does. Batsmen looking to take the attack to the bowlers and force you into mistakes.
One thing we didn't see from Shamsi actually during and he bowled nicely in the England T20 series, we did not see that wrong and bowl. Maybe saw it once or twice, that's all.
Yeah, that's interesting. I would have thought that would have been his strength, the variation, turning it both ways, keeping the batsman second guessing what he's up to. And you also confuse the batsman. When you delay the attacking shot, that's when you can produce opportunity.
You've got to show some toys. Right, get them thinking. So these are the extra balls now that Shamsi has to bowl because of the wides. So it's fairly tight up until now, apart from the wides. Let's see if he gets away without these extra deliveries. Mode on the onside, just one.
He's He's got to close it out. Last delivery. That was a good delivery. Saw Steve Smith looking for the boundary. This general area in South Africa where you look to target Australia in one-day cricket, using the spin bowling options. So it'd be interesting to see these matchups here at the moment. How do Australia play the spin?
Take the wides away, and it was a very good over, 78 for 1. Captain's got some thinking to do, that's for sure, because this ball has been disappearing all over the place. Now that's nice to see, getting Faf du Plessis getting involved. Maybe Faf's got an idea, it just wants to run something past him. .223 if they continue at this rate. 9 wickets in hand.
I think after this start, they'd be very disappointed if they don't get anything above 200. Australia got a lot of batting to come still.
They are heavily weighted to the top. I mean, the top 3 of the guys have scored most of their runs. If they happen to get 1 or 2, then obviously it brings some guys in who are not necessarily the big hitters. Marsh is, of course. Wade, not so much. Peflaquayo again. That's short and wide, and it's another extra. Wide to start the over. These extras are climbing up now.
Very inconsistent today, the South African bowlers. Clearly trying to get the batsman to hit to the bigger boundary, but I think here at the Wanderers, you still got to be at the top of off stump consistently. I think the ball flies here. Don't think it's going to be a wise tactic.
Change of pace. Change down from Peflaquayo. Just to point out a little bit of a technique change which has come into the game of Aaron Finch. You know, next time he's on strike. Something that's made quite a big difference to his batting over the last little while. Smith, we know, moves around a lot, and the important thing about Smith is he gets himself in a great position at the end. Not quite as excessive as a movement these days. Plenty of time to swing that around for 1. Might be able to come back for 2. No, decides against it. That's good work.
Saved 3 runs down there, John Smuts. Excellent work. When you're under the cosh, this is what you need. You need your fielders to create something for you. Save every run here at the Wanderers. Got it wrong, Peflaquayo. Lucky to get away with that, but excellent fielding by John Smuts. Brilliant. Saved a definite boundary.
Watch the way that Finch's trigger movement. He's opened his stance quite a bit, and he doesn't move too much with his feet. He went through a patch where he was quite closed in his stance, and he used to move his left foot across in front of about middle stump. And it closed himself off, and he got out a couple of times LBW. He's a wonderful player. Now he keeps himself nice and open, which enables a freer hit, a freer movement. Does the same in the longer formats as well.
Yeah, I think that's exactly where in team meetings when playing against Aaron Finch, we look to target him, we plant that front foot almost to cover. We can't access the ball that's straight on his stumps.
He wasn't happy with that, but Peflaquayo will be pleased with that one.
We'll take them in any shape and form, South Africa. Any dot balls worth gold here at this stage.
Now, about 3 days ago, he would have been rugged up because he was in Chicago. KG, he was over there for the All-Stars basketball tournament. Quick little trip over there. He's a basketball nut, loves his basketball, loves his sports. And had a real opportunity to go and watch the big fellas. The 7-footers up close. Back where he belongs now.
That's the line. And the length, top of off. See step up, the setup. Trying to keep that left leg out the way so he can create some width for himself.
It just goes to show you can play a lot of cricket, but you still make little changes to improve your game. Right, Peflaquayo. He'll be so keen to make sure he finishes here. 4 runs from the over so far. Short. It's just going to be the one though, so that's good work from Andili. 8 overs gone, 83 for 1.
Yeah, very good over Andile Petlaquayo. 5 runs off it. What is any thought to bringing John Smuts into the attack? Take another pace-off option. Pace-off seem to be doing the trick for South Africa here at the moment.
Right, Shamsi again. It was a little bit different from Shamsi. Almost paused himself as he delivered that.
Yeah, it's something he's trying to do, trying to disrupt the rhythm of the batsman. See, he goes up, just that little delay, trying to break Steve Smith's rhythm.
Giving yourself some room. Is this one going to be out? Yes, it is. Faf du Plessis has taken that catch. Made some good ground down there. Had to move pretty smartly to his right. His balance was good, and they've broken that partnership. That's the important thing.
Welcome back, Faf. Back in the game, but what a wicket for South Africa. They needed that. You had 2 quiet overs to the Australians, no boundaries. Created the big shot. And what a catch. He had to judge it. He was close to the boundary. That's the bigger side. Great catch. He's got a good set of hands, Faf du Plessis. They needed that, South Africa. Aaron Finch, well played, 42. Australia, 84 for 2.
Partnership of 80 of 52 balls has now been broken. Wade plays a different game. He's not a power hitter. So this will give South Africa an opportunity just to get into it a bit more. Dismissal of Finch is really important considering the flow of this game.
He has had an excellent big bash, Matthew Wade. Worked his way back into the team through weighted runs. Average 19. Not a great strike rate, but he has evolved his game over the last couple of months in the big bash.
It's been an interesting career, Wade. He's been in and out a bit, but now he's cemented a spot in both the big teams. It's a wide. It's very friendly first up from Shamsi. He'll be livid with that delivery. Good awareness from du Plessis. Smith it is on strike. Now it brings Wade on strike.
They missed him a few times, Shamsi, in the past white ball cricket. Matthew Wade has an opportunity to get the slip in. Another wicket now could really throw the cat amongst the pigeons.
Let's see what they do with the field, because as I said, it's a different game. He'll look to just pick up the ones and get Smith back on strike.
I still think you've got to get the slip in. Shamsi turning the ball away. He has got the ball to straighten, which means it will move away from Matthew Wade. Challenge his outside edge. There's a wicket here could really put South Africa in the pound seat.
Likes to sweep. Wade sweeps fine generally when he does. That's far from ideal from Shamsi again. He hasn't found his radar at all here. He'll be disappointed, I think, with the work that he's done up until now. He just hasn't applied any real pressure. Yes, he's got a wicket, but he's just got to build some pressure here.
And that's your opportunity, that's your window to get a few dot balls when someone's just new to the crease. All you got to do is just land the ball in a decent length, and they don't really try much, the batsman. So he's got to tighten up here. Great. That's what I alluded to, trying to get the slip in. See, caught the outside edge. Especially turns the ball away from Matthew Wade. He has been getting the ball just to go away. Nicely played in the end.
But it was an easy single. That surprised me a bit. Suddenly they just strode through for a single. Should have stopped one there, I think. Turn. That's better from Shamsi. 7 off that over. And a wicket as well. 90 for 2.
A very good set by Shamsi. Great length. It's exactly where you're trying to get Steve Smith looking to hit the ball.
4 overs ago, that run rate was 12 to the over. It's now down to 10. Steyn and Shamsi have top and tailed, a wicket apiece. Baklakwayo has made a bit of a difference. A couple of overs that he's bowled.
Change of bowler, John Smuts. Good start. Good move here by Quinton de Kock, new batsman. John Smuts, of course, not due to play today. Injury of Klaasen. He's got another opportunity.
Now, that injury of Klaasen was really interesting. It was literally 5 minutes before the toss. Suddenly, Mark Boucher came running over to me and asked to borrow a pen from me because they had to change the team. It was like quite bizarre. And he just told me afterwards what happened, and he's damaged the hip area. They're not too sure what the damage is. Suddenly, quick change of team. He was batting at 4. Oh, that's a hard hit, but it's a high hit. Is there a collision? There's no collision, but there's 4 runs.
That was a good move to get John Smuts into the attack, but they needed to take this. Couple of dot balls, no boundaries, quiet overs, and he produced the opportunity. John Smuts, great delivery, bit of bounce, a little bit of miscommunication between Rabada and Van Biljon, but he's still got both hands to it. You'd expect him to take that.
Leading edge. The look from Pite van Biljon when he put the catch down tells me that maybe there was some sort of call. I don't know. Certainly a misunderstanding.
Can be quite off-putting when someone's running towards you at pace and you're trying to focus on the ball. And in your periphery, you just see this big frame of KG coming at you. But he got both hands to it. Good running.
Yeah, maybe no call. Maybe it's the fact that he saw KG around the place. So the Steyn one, which was unfortunate, I don't think I've ever seen that before. It gets caught in the floodlights. And then that one as well. Short and wide.
It's been a good start here from John Smuts. Produced an opportunity. Unfortunately, he didn't get the wicket, but it also went for boundary to add insult to injury.
Halfway mark nearly. Almost 3 figures on the board. Almost had another bite. End of the over, 9 from it, 99 for 2. Australia have certainly been on the charge. South Africa won the toss, selected the field. The reason was there's a bit of weather around the place, is what Quinton de Kock said at the toss. Ten overs gone, 99 for 2. Victor Butsang and also Pomi Mbangwa for the next 5 overs.
Thanks, Hayes. What a start. Yeah, coming back nicely is Tabriz Shamsi. First over, too many down the leg side, didn't quite get his radar right, was trying to stay straight and right on the stumps, but starting it too straight. But it's a lovely start this for Australia. 100's come up and it's just about at the halfway stage, so going at a great pace. Yeah, high scoring ground, the Wanderers, but you have to say that there have been some gifts dished out early on. Not the right tone set up front in trying to get some way into the game for South Africa. And so now it's a case of trying to claw it back. Shouts of catch it. Nobody will. Rabada with a great effort to make sure it doesn't roll across the ropes.
There's just too much room from Shamsi there, which allows way to release those arms to try and get it airborne, to try and get that gap. But this is wonderful work by the fast bowler Kagiso Rabada. Saves the extra run.
All out in the deep on that leg side, except from the man who's on the sweep shot. Setting the tone up at the front. Just expected them to bowl normal length balls first up. Didn't have enough of that, didn't have much of that if at all actually. That's the one. Good crowd in. Good buzz at the bull ring. Yep, they're going. And each time they see themselves on the big screen, they'll be up and shouting as well. Packed in. Thought about a second on the misfield, but no. 11 gone, it's 106 for 2. Yeah, what a nice way to spend your Friday evening. Yeah, work done for the week. So just come and chill at the ground and perhaps watch some cricket as well. You can kind of do what you want. Turn up, enjoy the tunes. Whatever. Pity about the stand on the right. It's for safety reasons, by the way. That's why there's nobody there. Fielded. Excellent from Petrawaya at cover.
And I'm sure Del Steyn will appreciate that, because it was nicely hit by Smith. Has to go all the way to his left. Slower deliveries, extra bit of width. Oh, lovely stuff. Great work there by Andy.
Smith distraught. Felt he should have got that in the gap. Appreciated mostly by the bowler. 23 from 18, this partnership. Just still trying to get going. Quick, and it's wide.
especially on this pitch that bounces. And I know you'll appreciate this being a tall guy. You want to hit as full a length as you are allowed. And at the Wanderers, because it bounces, it's harder for the batsman. Yes, it's a true pitch that people can play shots on. But when it's short, the decision is comfortable for the batsman. They know they'll play a shot. And they've then got to decide from full-ish whether they can go over the top or not. And it makes it more difficult.
And that's where I think South Africa got it wrong with the new ball, is that length is already protected by the surface because of the extra bounce. If you pitch the ball up, and sometimes when you look at bowling attacks and losing slips quite early, you know what length they're going to bowl. And they went just too short.
More short, more wide. And Australia will continue to collect. It's a good shot from Wade, this.
It's the line that's been the struggle for the South African side. They've just offered too much width outside off stump. The Australians have been allowed to hit the ball square, something that they are very strong at doing.
Horizontal again, and the gestures. Look at the body language from both Quinton de Kock as well as Dale Steyn. Yeah, you look around the ground and you can see that it's not quite going how they would like. South Africa not managing to get the ball where they want. There you go, double teapot. Says a lot. You don't just stand like that. Nobody does. Oh, gone for the big one. Miller takes it. Another one down. Going for the big shot.
Slower delivery that, Bryce. Dale Steyn. It's the bigger side of the field as well, where, because it's full, Wade feels that he can clear it. He can allow those hands to go through, but it's the lack of pace by Dale Steyn. He drags it across, and David Miller got lovely hands and makes no mistake. Takes a comfortable catch at the end. And Australia, well, they lose their third.
Yep, high fives all round. A much needed wicket by South Africa. And Wade gone for 18. Australia 114 for 3. Another look at the wicket. Slower ball. And he picks it and decides I can clear the fence. Goes as hard as he can. He can't. Look at the men in the background and the kids there just watching. And yes. Everyone on the banks living every ball. 12 gone, 116 for 3. That's who's to come. Carey's a good player. Oh, got him. That's him gone. It plagued him at the start of his spell. Going down the leg side and bowling wide. It's wide, that one, but it gets rid of Smith.
It's a lovely period this for South Africa because it's the dangerous Smith that needs to depart way too early. Feel that Shams probably saw me, just drags it a touch back, and because the ball does turn, has no chance whatsoever to get anything on it. And Quinton de Kock does the business. Played well. Stephen Smith gone for 45, 117 for 4.
Australia have gone from 114 for 2 to 117 for 4. It means there are 2 new men at the crease. First ball for Alex Carey is off the mark straight away. Mitch Marsh yet to face the ball. And they have to form a partnership pretty quickly, get going as quickly as possible, so that they don't waste this start that they've got, still going at a rate close to 10 and over. So get into their work pretty quickly and then enjoy the back end. Both able to strike some lusty blows. Wide open spaces on that onside, so you can pop it into there however you like. It was in the air for some time, but there's nobody anywhere near him. He's searching for 2 straight away, Marsh. Not on that time, not on this fast outfield.
For South Africa, at one stage it just looked like it was going to be a comfortable 220 for Australia. It's an opportunity now for them with the two new men at the crease. Try and look for wickets, try and bowl the right length, the length that we've been talking about, which they didn't bowl with the new ball. Try and be more attacking, because if they can get 2 more wickets here, the whole game changes.
Create some sort of pressure, dot them up if you can. And because they started so quickly, Australia, they'll feel they should be going quickly all the time. Bowling. Bit of turn. Good work behind the stumps. Skipper Quinton de Kock. It's most important. It's a dot. Slip, please, Skip. Oh, nearly. If that tall man can't get to it, there's not too many who will be able to. Rassie van der Dussen. Fingertip job.
Yeah, it was powerfully struck as well, and that's the difference between the 2 sides. The one side is much shorter, it's a shorter boundary, which carry targets, and just over.
It's got him. It's got him. Not out, says umpire. Aliuddin Palika will be going upstairs.
He's been bowling well, Shamsi. Really been bowling good areas. They needed him to bowl well in this middle period with Australia having such a good hit at a time. Front foot, perfect.
This will tell us. Maybe it won't. Gap, there's a gap. Top decision up. I wonder what we heard though. Certainly heard something in the air. Nothing. Top decision up. Well done, Alidin Palika. 125 for 4. Australia could ill afford Kerry being out as well. Just a 1-over for Rabada. Stain 3, Giti 2 was expensive. Right up at the front there, all of them expensive, and he's shifted along has Quinton de Kock. Lots of options he's got. Thinking 2. We'll get back for 2. Excellent running. The long side, the long boundary. And with the men standing on the fence because most can reach it. The ball that's dinked in the circle is then difficult to get you as you chase in towards that 30-yard circle. Yeah. Opportunity to get some away. Dot here, dot there. Smallish overs, pull all of this back. He'll be happy about you. And if you can just keep the side going at a runner ball, then you're doing well. In a game that's been going at 10s, it'll drag that run rate down quite a bit.
Yeah, I still think you need to think wickets, Pom. I still think with the options that Quinton de Kock has. KG's only bowled the 1-over. He's got Ngidi. Don't worry about the end now. Try and make sure that you get the breakthrough now. Get one of these 2 out. Because if you can, makes your job a little bit easier towards the back end of the innings. 131 for 4.
Yeah, sounds of Shoma Josie in the bull ring, and a few can't contain themselves. Yeah, trying to sit still, but no, cannot. Yeah, lovely atmosphere here at the Wanderers. Here's Kagiso Rabada back into the attack. Wide ball. Try as you might to replicate things in practice. Nothing like being in the actual match. He's had a bit of a break, and it's been a deserved break for Kagiso Rabada. Go-to man, superstar, really. And after a long time, finally kind of a tour that's going on, and he's not involved at all. Gas. Good fielding as well. Andile Petrugayo again. The lull before the storm. Just as they try to get themselves going. Australia going again, I'll say. A couple of wickets have helped slow things down. They've helped just get them to rethink and re-strategize as to how they're going to go to finish this one off. Nicely played, nicely placed. 4 runs.
Yeah, the 2 deliveries that he bowled were seam-up deliveries, apart from the one. Yes, it was a wide delivery, but this one tries the off-cutter to the left-hander, which provides more room. And Alex Carey, well, he'll appreciate that boundary. Nicely played.
That's a shot. Oh, yes. That is a brilliant shot. It's just back of a length, and it's raced off to the fence. He can play, Alex Carey.
Such a dangerous player, Alex Carey. It's the extra room, but the timing on that one. How late he plays the ball to make sure that he finds the gap. You beat backward point, there's a third man, well, he's got no chance whatsoever.
Wide again.
Searching, isn't he? He's just searching, and you spoke earlier when he started to bowl, has had some time off, and he needs that rhythm. You probably feel that he has rhythm when he bowls in the nets, but it's not the same. The fact that he bowls the one over in the nets, he'll bowl 5 in a row. Now he bowls one, he needs to come back and replicate that.
Should just be 1. It is just 1. Yeah, what you don't have is in the nets is the pressure of your opposition. You also don't have this atmosphere, everybody right on top of you as it is here at the Bullring. Look at that. Nothing like it. Buzz, 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 buzz. One bounce and 4. Umpire signaled 6. I'm pretty sure that bounced inside the rope. Check it. Short again. They're not going to back away or back down from the short balls. They'll go at them. Yeah, bounced inside. Oh, nearly took out Lebo on the way through too. There you go, 4 runs. Big over, huge over. This is the over. Yes, correct. Thank you, Lebo. This is the over that perhaps gets them going, Australia. Nudged onto the onside, an over of 16. And the partnership 30 from 20 between Marsh and Carey. Australia 147 for 4. A product for all, young and old. Everybody having a super time at the Bullring. runs galore. Look at those projected scores. Big chase coming on. Last 5 now. Here, Mark and Polly.
Thanks, Palm. Great night out for so many people, though those who really know their cricket will be aware that South Africa's bowling has left a lot to be desired, mainly in its length, but to some degree in its line as well, sad to say, which is the way to look at the run chase. I'm thinking of the quality of the bowling, and will Australia learn from them? 2 for Steyn. It's up a couple of wickets with mishits into the deep. He did David Warner's second ball of the innings. Shamsi's been pretty good actually, 2 for 31. Well, the very tight line. There have been moments when the fight back threatened to not more than just 4 over, but not the case at the moment. Here's Petlakwayo. I mean, a bit of luck going the Aussies' way too.
Yeah, brings up the 150 for Australia. And I'm normally very, very sympathetic to the bowlers in this format of the game, because it can be immensely challenging. There's nothing wrong with that one. It's deceived him. It's good change up, and it still ended up with a thick edge at the boundary. But yeah, I have to agree with you. I think a lot of the bowling tonight has been very, very average, poor, to be honest.
Cool. Wise not to go. Carey knew immediately he hit it so hard that if the fielder was sharp, there wouldn't be a run in it. I tell you what, I think the pitch is awkward. I think it's very variable in pace. It's one of the reasons we've seen so many edges. Now, that was early on down to Dale Steyn. He lost it in the floodlights. It was Steve Smith, 16 on the board, missed. But I mean, if you lose it in the floodlights, it's hard to blame the fielder, isn't it? It was a flat hit. A lot of under edges, top edges, skidding past the stumps, flying over the wicketkeeper's head. It's been a bizarre innings, really. Some brilliant stroke play. Finch and Smith, the main architect of the brilliant stroke play. Certainly that Australian dressing will have learned a lot watching the South Africans.
Yeah, you do think of the Australian bowling lineup, and bowling-wise, Cummins is one of those guys who's very good and economical at hitting the right area, so you'd expect quality from him. Mitchell Stark, because he likes to shape the ball, will bowl a fuller length, so you would think that those two picture would go better than what we saw from South Africa.
This is a really good over from Petlakwayo. Now, can he finish it off? He has finished it off. 1-4.111. It's 155 for 4. It's okay, they're not playing. Really is a reminder, and has been through the 3 English T20 internationals, that this game has phenomenal appeal. Dale Steyn then back into the attack for his final over. 7 dot balls in his 3 overs so far. He's conceded 29. He too was guilty of being a little wide and a little short. Bowled some very good balls within that. Picked up 2 important wickets. He's thrilled to be back playing. Delighted to be reunited with KG Rabada, and enjoying playing under Quinton de Kock.
The surprise for me has been his role. I would have thought when he was being brought back that he would have been the experience that South Africa would have gone back to at the back end and the last few death overs, but it hasn't been the case. Often finished him a spell of 4 overs long before the last 2 or 3. There we have a look at the seamer's length from the South Africans. Yeah, you don't mind the variation in length because you like to mix it up, but have a look at the width that's accompanied that length. So you've had 49, 38% all on length or back of a length. It's the width that's been offered, and you've got to think of some of those left-handers as well. It hasn't been good from the South Africans. They'll be very disappointed, but they'll be thinking, okay, we've still got 4 wickets down. How can we finish? Can we finish strong and set up something that's chaseable?
Well, that ball at 129, he got over 140 early on, is more I'd call subtle variations in pace from Steyn. That with the seam up, just a little hint of trying to cut his fingers across the ball from right to left, but not much. Bowled. Slower block hole, good thinking. Just 104 Ks that one.
Now this is the slow ball that Dale Steyn now turns to. At one stage in his career, just before he actually did some severe damage to his shoulder, he was looking at the option of the back of the hand delivery, the one that rolls out the back, but that puts a remarkable amount of stress on your shoulders. Now he's decided to go back to the off cutter, which he used to just bowl the orthodox one, now trying to get the ball to come out with a bit of a loop. So something that he's worked on, the old dog.
Well, Steyn asked more in hope, I think, than expectation. Much quicker, 140. So he's 129, 104, 140 consecutive balls.
It's interesting to see where the hitting areas are for Carey. There's 2 men behind square on the leg side. So if he gets down and paddles, that last one was 140, then that's a real boundary option. Or else straight back over mid-off, extra cover. There's a massive gap there as well.
Well, it's wrong-footed, the fielder, and they're able to come back for 2. Papaquayo down there was moving fast to his right, and then the deflection from Quinton de Kock made him have to backpedal. That was clever from Steyn as well, keeping his eye on Carey from the very last minute. Carey had come so far outside off stump to play the paddle almost over his and Quinton de Kock's shoulder. Heck of an over. 1.1.2. Final ball. Can he finish it? He can. That is a fine over from Dale Steyn. What a time for it. 159 for 4. And he finishes with 4 overs, 2 for 31. First one, David Warner.
Yeah, brilliant finish that over. These are the 2 wickets he's picked up. That one did Warner for pace and bounce. Carried all the way down to fine leg. And then Matthew Wade trying to go after one. It's the long boundary, didn't get anywhere near the middle. And a comfortable catch in the end for David Miller.
Cutter. I heard somebody the other night when watching the England game say they thought that Papaquayo had too many variations and that led to inaccuracy, but at that pace or his usual pace you have to have great range of options.
Yeah, the best thing he's doing now with his variations is landing them in the right area. Early on he was trying a few things but offering up so much width. That was a really good delivery. Back of a length, just tight on the off stump.
interesting to watch his follow through there. He kind of put it there, which of course is the hardest thing not to do when you're under such pressure.
A small margin for error as well when you decide to go for that option of the Yorker at the wide line. Got to make sure it's just perfect. It's almost a delivery the batsman wouldn't be expecting, because you've got third man and backward point up in the circle.
Oh, that, I'm here to tell you, is a biggie from a big, strong man, Mitchell Marsh.
This one was the orthodox quicker delivery from Pat Lequire, 131 kilometers per hour, back of a length. And Mitch Marsh says, thank you very much. In the hitting zone, almost a baseball style shot.
The amount of boundaries hit off short balls. Fiery blow. Put on by this pair, Mitchell Marsh and Alex Carey.
Yeah, crease of a body. Looks like he's lost a kg or two.
Does, he looks skinny. That's what I thought at the beginning. And out. That's why you need all the changes of pace. We had to wait so long for that to come down. We were reveling in your humour.
Yeah, he even said there, Faf du Plessis, gee, that went hard. You have so much time. Those are the worst ones, because you've got so much time to think about it. It's up in the air, but the advantage he did have is he could get himself into the exact position, set himself, get the head and the eyes as steady as possible, and then take the catch. He's enjoyed. That was high, yes, quite sure it was high, but taken. Important that South Africa continue to pick up wickets at this stage. Carey was good for his 27, 167 for 5.
Ashton Agar is out in the middle, but they crossed, of course. Mitchell Marsh on strike. Given the amount of balls that we've seen so wide of off stump tonight, it is very much a tactic in modern cricket to bowl full and wide, isn't it? To a stronger offside field. Could that be an explanation? And they've just got the length wrong?
The other thing is a very short boundary to the leg side, so in this part of the innings he's definitely trying to keep himself away from that. Puff just at the last minute deciding to turn the fingers up, so that can dictate, but the lengths I think I haven't been impressed with. Agar gets off the mark with his first delivery, 169 for 5 after the 18th.
Full house in at the Wanderers. Some problems because one of the stands, one of the most popular stands, had a real problem with the storm this morning, and consequently it's had to be shut. Knows where those ticket holders are. Nice from Giddy. We saw him bowl very well at the end of the innings in those England matches. And wait for it. Last test match played here about a month ago. Good evening to Vernon. Finger licking good.
Yeah, we can see the field that's set. South Africa with two left-handers, or one left-hander at the crease, very aware of him dragging the ball across to the leg side. That's why he's had two men set back square of the wicket on the offside, and then we'll look to the wide Yorkers. And now with Mitchell Marsh at the crease, they'll be looking to hit the heels, make sure he can't go over extra cover. And we can see the guys up on the offside, and plenty of protection from square leg to mid wicket.
Ten balls remain in the innings. A few wides too, we've got to say. Extras amounting to 14 at the moment, of which 12 are wides.
Now there's the tactic from Mngidi, looking to hit the heels of the batsman. It hasn't been great from South Africa, but if they can get away with under 200 or under 190, they'll feel like it's definitely very chaseable. Anything on this ground is chaseable. We've seen that in years gone by.
Well, this will take some catching. To run, a sprint, to watch, a grab. Very well done. He really had to move, did Dale Steyn. Great experience and skill in that.
Yeah, good catch from Dale Steyn. Also a good bit of bowling from Lungi Ngidi. We saw him use the slow ball to wonderful effect in East London, cutting his fingers across him. Australians probably wouldn't have seen too much of it, and Mitchell Marsh not picking it up. That only stuck at the fingertips, to be totally honest. From the other angle, you could see it nearly popped out of Dale Steyn's hands. But he's happy now. So is Lungi Ngidi. He's picked up his first wicket of the evening. Marsh goes for 19, 171 for 6.
Mitchell Stark's already out there. Ashton Agar on strike. Stark, a nice free swinger of the bat in that sort of mid-on to mid-wicket region. South Africa will know it.
Just have a look at this. Lands in his hands, but almost pops out. Just hit the fingers. Did well to stick in between the two of them.
Yeah, and then hold on when the elbows hit the ground. That's the hardest thing when you've only fingered it.
Yeah, brilliant piece of camera work as well. They don't mind, it counts as out, and they can celebrate.
Oh, really well bowled. Ngidi back where he was against England.
I think in one of the analysis pieces we did, I think 90% of his deliveries at the back end are often the off-cut to slow ball, so it's the option he favours. And then you just have to be a little bit wearisome of the fact that as the series goes on, the opposition is going to start to pick you.
This has gone miles up in the air too. It's been that sort of night, but this one does clear mid-on. It's a very short boundary, shortest on the ground. Still, it's 6 that really matters. Unlucky for Ngidi to finish the over like that. 178 for 6.
Yeah, the first slow ball worked an absolute trick. This time Stark just holding on long enough to be able to middle it. It was up in the air, there was a chance. I think it was Faf du Plessis who was trying to get himself underneath it, but eventually 74 meters enough.
Well, as I say, it's his area, mid on the mid wicket. You cannot bowl length to Mitchell Stark. You cannot. You can bowl short in his chest, you can bowl full by his toes, you can bowl full wide of off stump, but length is just such a free swing. Happy 10th birthday. We had an 8-year-old mascot out there at the toss. A lot of kids here tonight, a bit easier to come to the cricket on a Friday night than during the week. Rabada to bowl the 20th over of the innings. South Africa have hung on. It seemed an almost certain score of 200.
I think after 10 overs they were just over 100. I was thinking definitely 200, maybe some firepower could take it more towards 220. So they'll be happy with the way they pulled it back. A big over here. Can Australia pick up some boundaries? What options are they going to try and employ against Kagiso Rabada? Can he hold his nerve and make sure it's not an expensive over, because that will really make life a lot easier for South Africa.
Wow, 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 wow. What a gap to find, just a narrow gap. And nailed by Ashton Agar.
That's a brilliant shot, perfect way to start the over. At the back end, you're just hoping that you either get the ideal delivery, or if you don't, that you get something away. It's a cross-seam delivery, it misses the Yorker mark, ends up as a genuine half volley, but beautifully placed.
This is excellent ball striking. What a way to finish the innings. The final over begins 4-6 for Australia. Rabada's under the hammer.
And South Africa, we haven't seen much of Ashton Agar, and when we did see him, it was almost just as a left-arm spinner who could contribute just a little bit with the bat, but he's definitely improved his game. He's become a genuine all-rounder, and this is two brilliant examples of exactly what he can do.
Oh, he can play. He's a terrific cricketer. I saw him make 99 in a test match against England at Trent Bridge. Caught on the boundary for 99. How about that? Oh, well, it's the end of that innings. What? No way. No way. I agree with the crowd.
A shake of the head from the captain, Shamsi. I think Shamsi's the guilty party here, because it's genuinely known that it's the keeper who goes in to take that, and then Shamsi almost got in his way, and then eventually, after getting in his way, decided to pull out of it.
Do you think Shamsi called? He must have called for it. Otherwise, Quinton wouldn't have pulled out. It's as easy a catch as we'll see dropped at this level of the game.
We'll watch one more replay of it, but don't actually watch the catch at all. Just watch the crowd in the background. Watch the way they react after this ball goes to ground. They're not happy at all.
I was with him. I mean, .191 for 6. One ball of the innings remains.
Yeah, they wanted a big over to finish that. Sort of lost a little bit of the energy and momentum to the innings. 14 or 5 deliveries has been really good. Whatever they get off this delivery is a bonus.
And more fortune going the way of the Australians. A lot of runs have come off under edges and top edges, either past or over the wicket-keeper. The innings finishes on 196 for 6. Can't help but think the start Australia got, scoring off too many short balls that were wide as well, might be enough to see them home tonight. It looks a tricky run chase, but certainly doable if South Africa are at their best, Sean.
Yeah, South Africa winning the toss, deciding to bowl first. It wasn't a quality bowling performance, and it also wasn't backed up with very good fielding. 3 examples I can think of off the top of my head where balls were almost just allowed to land on the ground and fielders pulled out of it. But one thing Quinton de Kock will know, that 196, it shouldn't have been that score, because if they bowled properly or much better than they did, they would have been defending or trying to chase down a lot less. But 196 is very gettable on any surface at the Wanderers at any time. It's a quick scoring ground, and he'll still have a little bit of belief, but it doesn't say that it was a good performance by the South Africans.
It was a very even 10 and over through the innings, with the 50 coming off the last 5, or 49 coming off the last 5, 97 coming off the last 10. And, therefore 99 off the first 10. Finch 42 played beautifully tonight. 45 for Steve Smith. Others chipping in all the way down the order there. Excellent partnership. Smith and Finch throwing everything at the South Africans. But on 80 and 52 balls, 30 and 23 from Smith and Wade, and 50 and 37 from Carey and Mitchell Marsh. Well, you've heard enough, I think, about the South African bowlers. The figures don't really show it, other than Rabada's 3 for 45. Is mighty expensive, and Geedy 3 for 37, picked up a wicket. Steyn fought back well, 2 for 31. Shamsi very good tonight, 2 for 31. So too Fakakwayo. Just the 2 overs from JJ Smuts. So there we have it, 196 for 6. Great excitement here at the Wanderers. The required rate a tad under 10 and over to win the game. 20 overs for 197.
Gotcha. Boys, we're on. Let's do this.
Snap. I'm on my way. Where are we going, Mel?
Home, James.
Everybody! The sport you love, all in one place. Yours.
Toyota Camry. Defy expectation. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Someone's with Alinta Energy?
Yeah, of course. Aren't you?
Yeah, especially with their great energy deals.
Either of you guys seen my wicket-keeping
gloves? Get a great energy deal. Switch to Alinta Energy, supporting your home team.
There's heaps of stuff to do in the store. I think people would be very surprised with what they can achieve with Bunnings prices. Warehouse prices means you can get more done around your home.
Mimosa Cape Cod chair, only $159. DeWalt 18-volt 4-piece combo kit, $699. Victor 140cc lawnmower, $399. 4-litre Taubman's all-weather exterior, just $73.90.
Where you find a competitor's lower price on the same stock datum will beat it by 10%.
Bunnings Warehouse.
Shop at Bunnings wherever you are, whenever you want.
Stay.
Iron Jack.
Water first.
Iron Jack, thirst-crushing refreshment.
At Bet365, we go out of our way to feature every game that matters. If it's important to you, then it's important to us. Download the app and see for yourself. Why Bet365 is the world's favorite online betting company.
Gamble responsibly.
There's nothing better than actually looking at a project and that feeling of completion when you've actually done it and knowing that you've saved the money, you've done it yourself, and you get to enjoy it.
Holman Spotlight Value Pack, only $99. Ryobi 18-volt lawnmower kit, $399. Karcher handheld steam cleaner, $139. 5-litre Cabot's Aquadeck Ready Bucket, just $89.
Where you find a competitor's lower price on the same stock datum will beat it by 10%.
Bunnings Warehouse.
Shop at Bunnings wherever you are, whenever you want.
Toyota Camry. Defy expectation. Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
To the bull ring, and this is what South Africa require, 197 if they're to win this first KFC T20 International. High scoring, it's what is expected here at the bull ring. Average score in 2020 is setting a target in the last 5, 181. So you expect you're going to chase a lot. Sean Pollock alongside me. Sean, first of all, speak from the Australian perspective and the start that they got from Finch as well as Smith.
I think I have to touch on the South Africans first before I go there, because I've got to say...
I want you to do it this way around, because you're going to speak more about what they did, I know.
Yeah.
But speak about putting away bad bowling, ensuring that you do get a good start in terms of trying to set a target.
Yeah, they were allowed. They're allowed to put away some stuff, and they're quality players at the top of the order. I mean, they got Warner early second delivery, so that should be the advantage. That should be when they get on top of the Australians. But the bowling was so average, but you've got class players at the top there, and anyone, they really thrive on width at this format of the game. So South Africa will be disappointed, but Australia did everything that was required. They went hard at deliveries. It's a high-scoring, fast-scoring ground. The ball flies, and they were severe on anything from the South Africans. So they were superb and laid a really good foundation. They'll actually be disappointed with 196 after all that.
And if you're looking at this Australian side, it is up at the top three that you do look, and you're trying to bowl as well as possible, isn't it, to those three that are up at the top: Warner, Smith and Finch.
They've got hitting power at the back end. The loss of Maxwell is a big blow, because he obviously adds that impetus in the middle as well. But you got to know that your work is cut out for you. And I thought with the South African three experienced seamers at the top that it was going to be a good tussle, a good battle. I'm afraid that Australia won it hands down.
Okay. Have a look, and now explain what you wanted to explain, what you wanted to touch on. I don't want you to touch on it. Go full on in terms of what you expect, what we see. This is with, of course, and essentially what should have happened with South Africa's experienced men up at the top.
Yeah, you've got the corridor, so you've got to be hitting those areas with a new ball in your hand. You've got to be hitting the right length to make life difficult. There was a surface that was bouncing a bit, it was nipping around, and that was just freebies. I mean, 6 of those deliveries in the first 6 overs, 24 runs, or was even more, because 1 or 2 of them went for 6. So that was disappointing for South Africa, and not what they'd have been after. You've got to set a tone, and I'm often the one who stands on the side of the bowlers saying it's a tough game, this. They're just coming hard at you, no time to settle. But to see that kind of performance, sometimes as a bowling unit, you've got to put your hands up and say, listen, we made life hell of a easy for it. And it was backed up with some poor fielding. It was 3 examples of balls that went up in the air, and people sort of just watched them fall on the ground. So, yeah, I think it wasn't a quality performance in South Africa. I mean, that's Dale Steyn getting into a bad position, which the floodlights obviously played the part. This catch...
they got in each other's way, yeah, they got in each other.
Eventually deciding to go for it. And then the worst of the worst. Oh, this one's another one, but that was a hard one.
Yeah,
that was
a tough one, yeah.
That's over the crossbar. We'll give him as a save rather than anything else. But that one at the back end, it's always the keeper's catch.
Oh,
and then to pull out of it, 3 poor examples.
It's all well and good saying, you know, this happened and it wasn't so good. What should have happened, I think, it is the question when you're talking about bowling. And make it specific. Here at the Wanderers, what do you look forward to as the fast bowling trio when you come to set the tone?
Well, Pumke, we hopped on at the selection and we said, oh, really like the look of these top 3. You got Lungi, you got KG, you got Dale Steyn. Wow, experience. They played all formats. They know how to adjust, hit top of off, build pressure on batsmen. And to be honest, it looked like an inexperienced 3 bowling lineup in that first 6 overs. I thought they did really well to hold their nerve and come back. And as I said, 196 on this ground, you're not out of it, that's for sure. It's a high-scoring ground. You get one guy get in and score well, you can definitely still win the match. But I think the adjustment, not understanding about what was required, the implementation of the skills, the game plans, all of it was poor in the first 6, and it gave Australia the perfect start. But I suppose we can move on from that now and now try and focus on to the second pot.
Okay, yeah, it tapered off, didn't it, for Australia? And I guess you've got to say it's an addressing of the things that had gone badly first up. Who do you look at and say this is the one who brings it back for South Africa?
I think Shamsi was good in the middle overs there. Pethakwai mixed it up nicely as well. And Dale Steyn in his second spell, I thought, was vastly improved. I think what you also need to understand is that the top three in the first 6 overs for Australia, in many ways it's normal cricket, similar to one-day internationals. The biggest challenge for teams when you come into a T20 series is the guys who come in the back end, where they're not allowed to have any sighters. They've just got to walk in and absolutely thrust everything as far out the ground as possible. And I think the Australian guys who came to Greece struggled a little bit to hit it like we saw from the top three in those first 6 overs. So maybe that's where they didn't get over the 200 mark, and maybe why they didn't get the score that they probably thought they would get after the first 10 overs were completed. It's not easy at times, and particularly on different kind of surfaces, to work out how you can play.
Even harder coming up against spin and against a spinner who's getting a go as first spinner in the side and bowling well. He bowled well against England as well, didn't he, Shamsi?
He did. He's really grown into his role now, and he's become